Alright everyone, all along for the last couple of years I've been talking about how little things conform to my initial prediction from 2015, which is that the Democratic Party is undergoing a fairly terrible schism right now, in which the party, because it is a conglomerate of different ideologies that don't play nice together, and because of the increasing partisan and high-stress political atmosphere within the United States, it is risking falling apart completely. This is the best piece of evidence so far. Now, there have been a dozen other examples I've cataloged. You just look up Sticks, Hex, and Hammer 666 Schism or something like that, and you'll see plenty of examples throughout the last couple of years. But this one is a big one. And that is, it shows exactly what I've been talking about, which is the bipolar nature of the lesser components of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is comprised of three parts. Here's your liberals, corporate liberals, the standard left, the party partisans and stuff. Then you have these two auxiliary groups. They're much smaller, but they're still significant. The business Democrats and the far left. Those are the two groups. And they're at opposite sides of the main core of the party. Ideologically, they don't get along. Here's a great example. The AFL-CIO, the largest union in the United States, coming out saying, oh, it would endanger everyone, it would fuck everything up if we did the new Green Deal. You know, AOC's big plan that was put forth by her organizers. She's just the one that enumerated it. She did a terrible job defending it, and it basically is defunct now because it included cow farts and banning all air travel. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over really well. Basically, it calls for massive tax hikes in order to subsidize a number of projects which may or may not even physically work, and some which definitely wouldn't, such as, again, getting rid of all air travel across the Atlantic and building trains, I suppose, on or under the ocean, so that people can go back and forth to Europe from the United States. I'm talking about efficiency probably is lower in that case. Just my own feeling, but I think that might actually cause more emissions long term. But AOC is a numbskull and an actress, actually, allegedly, which I happen to agree with. Mr. Reagan, by the way, putting out a video, a very good one on that topic, talking about the Justice Democrats literally having a casting call for candidates. Had nothing to do with their political chops. They weren't chosen because of that. They were chosen because of the way they looked and sounded and acted, not because of their actual beliefs. I don't even know that AOC is authentically a socialist at all. It could be she doesn't even care. But she's getting a congressional salary, and she gets to look nice for the cameras. By Democratic standards, she's a stunner, I suppose, which should show you, exactly why you maybe don't want to date liberals. Just a little bit of an aside there. The AFL-CIO, though, has so many fucking members. Do you realize how much power the AFL-CIO and its associated groups has in the Rust Belt? Oh, this is a godsend for Donald Trump. See, what's happened is the far left wants to go further left. They think they have a mandate because evil Drumpf Orange Man bad, and so they want to ban guns. In the most literal, some of these people are openly alluding to that. They may be the fringe of the party, but, the Democrats still want their votes during the 2020 election. They want to go after guns. They want to they want much higher taxes. They want to rapidly expand welfare, single payer, free shit, namely taxpayer-funded college for everyone, including people that never got that benefit, student loan forgiveness. That's the one area on which I can kind of agree with them on. In some ways, I think I'll have to make a separate video on that. Universal pre-K, and all of these other things that they want. They're like, well, it'll be happy, joy. Everyone will be wonderful together, and we'll hippie it up, and everything will be free, like Bernie Sanders on steroids. The problem is, the business Democrats, several million, blue voters, especially within the Rust Belt, those individuals understand that won't work. These are union Dems, working and middle-class Dems. Some of these people they're like the blue-collar job, technically trained, but there's a difference between the Democrats that went to Harvard and the Democrats that went to a trade school. And what the Democratic Party is suffering from is that those two groups of people ideologically oppose one another. Like, the business Democrats are a centrist group in many ways. They're more likely to agree with Trump and I think vote for him than they would be to vote for the Democrats if the Democrats nominate the wrong person. The problem is that the alternative, if I look at the field of Democrats for 2020, there are two kinds of candidates that are viable. There are certain, like Yang is not going to be, commander-in-chief. Gillibrand's not going to become the nominee. Gabbard's slightly rising back up. She may become viable. She's got very little time to do it. Hickenlooper, he's not going to become the Dem nominee. Essentially, it boils down to Biden or a far leftist. Joe Biden, who hasn't even necessarily gotten into the fucking race yet, would do great with the business Democrats. Yeah, he could probably win back parts of the Rust Belt, assuming he doesn't make any major mistakes. I think that his age and the fact that he's, a center-left, in many ways, white male, wouldn't do well for energizing the voters, and that's really the crux of the problem. The problem is that the other side is youth-heavy and far-left. They are not going to support somebody like that. They are ideologues. Likewise, the business Democrats are never going to vote for a far-left ideologue. They're not going to vote for Kamala Harris. Kamala, I want you, the working and middle-class white Democrats in the Rust Belt, I want you to pay higher, I want your taxes doubled. I want to disarm you. I want to take money from you and give it to people because their ancestors were slaves almost 2 centuries ago. I want to abuse you. By the way, fucking vote for me. Yes, that's going to work very, very well. Meanwhile, Joe Biden, he comes along. He did his conciliatory thing the other day. I'll make maybe a video about that tomorrow. It's sort of a throwaway. He's like, oh, well, people, they hate on me because I liked a Republican. That's not who we are. We need to be nice. He's trying to do the Kasich thing, dude. It's so cringy. It might be good with the business Dems, maybe the center-left stuff. That gives him the nomination potentially, but it's going to piss off every youth voter within the Democrats. All the Gen Z far-lefters and all the millennial trust fund babies and social justice warriors will attack him for it. They'll flee to the Green Party, or they'll stay home. Some of them will vote for Trump out of spite. They'll say, well, if the Democratic Party wants to get another old, white, conservative male, because they would consider Biden to be very, very far-right, because they're Marxists, then I'll just fucking vote for Trump. After all, who cares? I'm going to take the whole... The black pilling, the Yang posting, the Yang stuff, is basically black pilling. It's people who say, well, the country's doomed, so fuck it. These are people on the further right. They're like ethno-nationalists and stuff. They're like, well, I'm just going to vote for this dude because of, his bullshit universal basic income shit, because fuck Trump and fuck the country because it's all going to collapse. There are plenty, trust me, there are way more liberals that are going to be like that on election day. There are way more black-pilled liberals, because Biden's likely to be their candidate, and some millions of social justice warriors will say, fuck it. I might as well vote for Trump. I might as well write in Kamala Harris. I might as well stay home. I've got to go and eat some more fucking soybeans. I might as well just vote for the Green Party and hippie grandma who will probably be running again. You're Jill Stein. Going to be a problem for the Democratic Party, and nobody sees it coming, especially not the Democrats. They think things are hunky-dory. Dude, they're staring down the barrel of a gun with the Mueller probe. Trump's approval's already 43, 44. It's already fairly decent. It's around where Obama was at this point in office. He's about to hit 50, probably. When the Mueller probe ends, when the one dark cloud really hanging over him is gone, all of the other claims about him start to degrade and disappear. Once that sunlight comes in, it's the best disinfectant. Trump is evil, Trump is racist, Trump's a pawn, Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, well, you take away the proceedings of the Mueller probe and the Russia bullshit, and most people, I think, will begin to see things a little bit differently. What's he done wrong? Improve the economy? Make a bunch of jobs, lower our taxes, try to make peace in Korea, and make inroads doing so that no other president has done in the last 60 years? Oh yeah, what a horrible man he is. Meanwhile, what are the Democrats managing to accomplish? They are fighting one another. Now that's normal. During a primary process, you're going to have, the candidates are going to attack one another and stuff. And by the way, Pelosi has begged them not to do this. Perez has begged them not to do this. Oh my God, non-aggression pact, non-aggression pact. Don't attack each other. Save your... Of course they're going to... How the hell are they supposed to campaign if they're not attacking one another? Oh yeah, vote for me. By the way, all these people are just wonderful. So yeah, unless you are the front runner, there's no reason to be conciliatory. Why do you think fucking Joe Biden came out yesterday and said, let's be nice to one another? Oh, I can like some Republicans. Yeah, I'm a great guy. Why do you think he's doing that? He's the fucking front runner and he's not even in the race. He's practically a shoo-in for the nomination, dude. The race is so crowded with leftists that all he needs to do is have 25-30% of the party congeal behind him as the only sane candidate. Every business Democrat in the country will flock to him. Meanwhile, millions of leftists will be alienated, and the schism will deepen. They want to steal money and ban guns and double your taxes and go back to war with North Korea and fuck Iran, and they want to fuck around with everything in this country and make it a dystopian fucking hellhole like Venezuela. Don't you think that the millions of AFL-CIO members that say fuck the Green Deal, fuck the far left, they don't know what they're doing, They're pulling shit out of their ass. Don't you think that they're going to glom onto a Biden ticket? He'll get their endorsement day one, probably. They'll say, oh my God, thank goodness, a sane person's in the race. Dude, when Joe Biden looks conservative within your party, within your political movement, you need to do some soul searching. That's about all. Peace out.